to reiterate much what the previous two speakers said. I've got a lot of concerns about the direction we're going. Real-time intelligence center is not just in the city, but nationwide. And I think it's an inappropriate matter to be put on an all-inclusive bond issue. I don't want to have to go to the polls and choose between whether I have the right to be secure in my person, my house, my papers, my effects against unreasonable search and seizure, came out of an earlier public law we have in this country, or whether we should be buying ambulances. And I think I agree with the previous speakers that I think it's a matter that should be separately debated and considered and not thrown into an all-inclusive bill, which are essentially stifling sort of debate. So I thank you for your time.
Any questions? Thank you very much. We've had some individuals who very creatively signed their names in the middle of the list. That's pretty pro and con. I guess we need to change how this list is constructed. The next person up then who is signed straight in the middle is David Factor.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to my comments. I'm here to voice my opposition to the Real-Time Intelligence Center.
You should formally introduce yourself.
My name is David Factor. I'm just a member of the community. So I'm here to voice my opposition to the Real-Time Intelligence Center. I recognize the other things on the bill are very important, and I think we need to move forward with that to maintain the city. But the RTIC would collect metadata on all of us and would be an extension of the soon-to-be outlawed federal mass surveillance system currently in use against every American. Federal Judge Richard Leon declares the mass collection of metadata almost Orwellian in scope and likely violates the Fourth Amendment. He also stated that the U.S. government does not cite a single case in which analysis of the NSA's bulk metadata collection system actually stopped an imminent terrorist attack. He also described such program as indiscriminate and arbitrary. The Fourth Amendment was inspired by general writs of assistance, and these played a role in leading to the American Revolution. The colonists had problems with these writs because it placed the holders above the law and it gave them the opportunity to conduct searches, and they were not responsible for any damage they caused as a result of that search. They were also transferable, so anyone who had possession of them became above the law. This is the reason why we require warrants approved by judges that are based on evidence, giving probable cause, so that someone can be searched. It's a bad idea to approve a program that is in direct violation of the U.S. Constitution. Stanford University recently conducted a study and found that metadata reveals personal information about our lives. This information can reveal intimate personal details such as having had an abortion or even if you recently lost your job. Is this information you want given up? Here's one example. You go in for a job interview, but the company you're interviewing for already knows everything about you and knows that you're desperate for a job to get health care and you're out of money. Is this personal information you want human resources to know when negotiating your salary? There's already proof that the NSA has abused the current mass surveillance system in effect, in which employees have spied on their love interests. Currently, license plate readers, stingray devices, and drones are being used in places across the country and are just as rapidly being banned in other places. This information is being sold to companies like Vigilant Solutions and Digital Recognition Network. This information is in turn being sold back to private industry or law enforcement. And look on the highways, look at intersections. There are many types of cameras, and some of them are collecting highly sensitive personal tracking information about you and those that you love. The truth is there are many things the city can spend $6 to $10 million on that will offer more effective solutions to provide increased public safety in our community building. These range from streetlights, improved public schools, drug rehab programs, gun buyback programs, mental health programs. There have even been studies conducted that show for every dollar invested in a drug rehab program, $18 is saved by the city. Thank you, and I hope you will consider these points in voting.
Any questions? None? Okay. Yes.
And I'm here to oppose inclusion of the RTIC for reasons that have already been stated. I think think it's not just a matter of having policies in place. I think that's a dangerous direction to go, because that allows the creation of something that we don't know how to control. And we don't have any sense of, we obviously can't control it on the national level at the NSA, and we need better control of our police department locally, and people in the community will tell you that. We know what reduces crime. The biggest crime reduction in this country happened when we stopped lead poisoning our children. And we need to attend to that issue in the city. We're not done yet. The lead didn't go away. We have an issue in the 21st ward where people distrust police officers and won't testify when they witness a crime. What does that tell you about the police officers? We have a problem. And it's a community problem, and it's going to take changes on both sides to fix it. But that surveillance isn't going to solve that problem. We need to make sure our environments are safe. We have lead-free housing. We have housing for our people. We need to make sure we have jobs, education, and food security. We need to make sure we have clean and safe water. Who knows how ancient our water mains are? We're already investing $4.8 billion in our region's sewer system, but our water system is, So surveillance is not the solution, and we need to not talk about policies around it. We need to talk about alternatives entirely. Absolutely entirely. Because I don't want to be the kind of parent that polices my child by putting a GPS tracking thing on them. I want to be the kind of parent that raises a kid that I can trust. And that I know where her friends are, and I know the community she lives in, and I know where she's going, and I know my neighbors, and I trust our police officers. And that's the kind of kid and the kind of community I want to live in, and that's where I want to see us put our money. And if we put our money anywhere else, it is a very, very negative direction to go. And we deserve better.